Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and in this video, we're going to review the results from 11 months of YouTube marketing. This is kind of the continuation of my YouTube marketing challenge video series, where this whole video channel started just 11 months ago. It was a 90-day challenge. I did 90 videos in 90 days, and I've kind of fiddled with my pace since then. For the last few months, I've been doing 3 videos per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're going to look at the results. We're going to look inside of analytics of my YouTube channel. We're going to look inside of the analytics of my blog as well, and we're going to discuss a little bit of what we see. But before we go get those data points, last month, if you watched last month's update, month 10, I believe it was, my numbers were all down, right? And this month, you're going to see that the numbers are coming back up. And before we even get into it, I want to share this little tidbit of advice that is, don't really stress over the ups and downs. It's going to happen to you as you grow your business online. I looked at my wife and my big website, and our traffic was down from its kind of average down to about the 600,000 visits a month last month. This month, it's all the way back up over 730,000 visits per month. We haven't done anything different on our end. It's just Google and the search engines and their algorithms kind of tweaking and testing. And as long as you're staying focused on putting out great content as often as you can, and I mean great content, really, it's got to be really, really, really good. That's the trick to this whole game. Then no matter what happens long term, you're going to be good whether the numbers you're looking at are up or down or whatever. So kind of ignore those ups and downs, continue at your own pace. That's where that marathon runner's pace idea comes into play. And let's jump in and take a look at some data here. So I'm really excited. You can see now I've got 22,825 subscribers, over 750,000 views at this point, and things are going good. I'm literally just, I've got this 3 videos a week pace down. I really enjoy it. I have not been doing as many lives as I have in the past because of my lifestyle. You can see I've done just over 230 videos at this point, and let's go into the analytics for some fun looking at the squigglies, if you will. Gotta love these graphs. So now the first thing you can notice is this watch time, and there's a reason why YouTube puts this in the top left column. This is what they are most kind of curious about. I crested the 1 million minutes viewed, which is about a 6.5% increase right there. And you could just see that the trajectory of this is actually still going up. This low right here is higher than this low right here. This high and this high are actually higher than this high and this high. So things are going in the right direction. And again, I'm not doing anything different on my end. The number of views is even more of a dramatic view. Kind of, you can see it going up. You can see that this low and this low here are higher than this low and this low here. Again, my high here and my high here are lower than my high here and here. So this one's going up. This is up over 10% month over month. Again, just doing the same thing. My like numbers are up about 10%. The subscriber numbers are up about 4%, which is really good. So again, I'm really just putting in the work of kind of consistently putting out great content, as good of content as I can, and trusting that the algorithms are doing what they need to do. And for fun, let's do a quick, I gave you the numbers on the comparison, but let's do the last 90 days. And I'm going to run, so this is going to be a 3-month view, and I'm actually tethering on kind of in nature here, so give me a little pace. And you can see this, you can see there's a little bowing to the peak, right? It's high here, it goes down, and it's coming back up. The same with the lows. This has a little bit more of a linear trajectory up, but you can tell it did get a little bit low here in the middle, and that's okay. I don't really care why. I don't need to know why. Asking those kinds of questions of why is just going to drive yourself crazy. So then I'm going to put this to a comparison of the previous period. This is where we get super duper interesting numbers, right? So the last 90 days is the blue. The 90 days before that is the orange line. And you can see it is a drastic increase, right? There's a little tiny bit of overlap, right? So at about the last 30 days, about 3 months ago, I was hitting a big peak that equated to what my kind of current peaks are. But all in all, this is almost a 2x increase, which is massive. And then here in the views, you can see same sort of thing right here, almost a 2x increase. So probably I would say about an 80-85% increase for both of these right now, which is massive. The likes is looking the exact same. Even my subscriber numbers are up. And this is where you really get into that massive kind of growth. And then I want to see if I can do a custom range here. So I'm going to go way back, and we're going to go back through, we'll do September 1st, of 2016. September through October, November, December. Thanks for your patience while I get this loaded. This should equate to really close, if not dead on. So this was essentially my first 3 months versus these current last 3 months. And you can see it literally looks like it was flatlined here. You can see that there are numbers here. I was publishing videos every single day. And I show you this because if you're just starting on your 90-day challenge, if you're just getting going with YouTube marketing or even with WordPress marketing, and you're in that position where you feel like you put out 60 videos straight and you're not seeing any results, cool. That's where you should be. This is exactly where I was right here where that mouse is. This was approximately 60 days in. That's 60 videos in 60 days. And you can see it looks like I was getting absolutely no results. Even 3 months in, 90 days in, the numbers were so low it doesn't even register on the scale. Now, in this window here, the blue line, I'm actually publishing less than half the number of videos I was publishing down here on the orange line. I published 1 video per day every single day down here. Here I'm doing this 3 videos per week. I really think this just it speaks volumes to the compounding kind of way that this content marketing game works. You don't get to experience millions and millions and millions of minutes watched without putting in the work and putting out videos that kind of really don't get watched. And it is challenging, I'll be honest with you, to keep your mindset right, to be in that marathon runner's pace from the very beginning, because you might hit day 52 and think, man, I'm putting all this effort in, nobody's seeing my videos, is it worth it? You know, on day 52, maybe not, but if you stick with it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, it becomes well worth it. And now I'm putting in less effort and I'm getting hundreds of times more results from less effort input. And the reason that works, I got to really drive this home, is because I paid my dues by putting out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. I ignored the results. I stayed focused on my efforts. I stayed focused on what I could control, and I kept putting out the best content I could as frequently as possible. And now you can see clear as day. I mean, look at this. Like, this is like what, 100x almost increase on the results at this point. So if this doesn't tell you really be in it for the long term, once you commit, it really takes sticking with it for long periods of time. But this is absolutely insane, the kind of results. Now, you know, I've got a plan that I have been rolling out my videos into transcriptions that get edited and added to my blog posts. I have really been slacking on that, 100% honest. I've actually added 1 blog post this month. I added 1 blog post the month before. They were really big, comprehensive blog posts, but really not putting as much content to my blog as I could. And that's a lifestyle choice. I don't need to push this aggressively onto that kind of medium, but I am going to continue to grow it in that direction. Also, a quick note, I'm starting to get my videos kind of not transcribed, but I've got the MP3s ripped, and I'm going to be making a podcast with the same content. So we'll start tracking how well that does here in the near future. But you can see this is from my blog, and you can see that I'm getting, I think this number is about 12,000 sessions per month. This was down last month. Let's do a month over month real quick. Do a compare to the previous period, apply. And you can see that I'm up about 4%, which is, it's good. I love seeing increases, whether it's a 1, 2, 4% or a 10, 20% increase. It means that my relationship with the search engines is still very, very strong. Google Organic is ultimately the biggest source of this kind of traffic right here for me. And I want to go back and do a quick comparison to show you where this was back when I started. So I'm going to run that, compare it to, let's set this out to September 1st. One quick moment. And I'm going to run it through September 30th. So that should be two 30-day periods. It should line up perfectly on the graph. And you can see again, this is where I was before. Back in September when I first started, I literally was getting 188 visitors to my website per month. I believe that's what, 6 per day. So about 6 people a day were visiting my site in the early days, which, man, if that doesn't make me laugh, yeah, 6, 7, 4, 2. I had a good day there. And now you can see 12,000 visits per month. I'm seeing 300, 277, 400, almost up to 500 per day on my blog, on my website. And what's really cool about this number is this is the entrance point to my email list, right? Like everything I'm doing on YouTube is great. It's building kind of authority. It's getting my name out there. It's reach. I'm connecting with new people thanks to YouTube's browse feature, kind of how YouTube's algorithm works, etc. But ultimately, it's when I get people onto my website that I have the greatest chance of getting them onto my email list. And at this point, my email list is right about 1,500 subscribers. I consider it a very kind of close-knit niche. Email list. I get a lot of positive responses from my emails. I do need to email more. As you can tell, I'm kind of in nature. I've been on a road trip and traveling. So I am making a conscious point of emailing more, because the way I look at the email list is like, YouTube is this audience where people connect with my videos. A certain amount of those people will get onto my email list. My blog's similar, right? It's just this written content out there. Some people are going to find it, and the people who love the content there are going to get onto my email list. So my email list right now is my inner circle. I don't have any products. I don't have a customer list. So that people who have subscribed, that's my inner circle. And I really owe it to them to give them as much good content as I can. And it really behooves me. It's beneficial for me and them both for me to really put a little bit more effort into continuing to grow that relationship. If you're building a list and you're not emailing your list, that means the relationship is dying, right? If you have a good friend, are you going to go weeks or a month without emailing or talking to your good friend? Probably not. When you do reach out to them, are you going to send your good friend a newsletter that looks formatted like a newsletter? No, you're going to send them a real plain text email. Hey, what's up? This is what I've been working on. Check it out. What do you think? Kinds of emails. And that's what I'm really doing with my list. And it's really working in a very positive way. And that's ultimately the biggest asset. It's only 1,500 subscribers. I honor every single one of those subscribers. And that really ultimately is the biggest asset that I personally own, right? Because that email list is my email list. I can email it. I can do what I want with it. And that's the biggest kind of thing that I've been building and focusing on. And I love seeing the growth there. But again, look at these results, right? This is less than a year apart, right? This is 10 months or so difference between the orange line and the blue line. And if I have it up still over here in analytics, orange line and the blue line. I mean, it's drastic what has happened. And I went from believing that I wasn't a content creator, believing that I really didn't have what it takes to get this stuff out, to breaking down that belief and publishing. Then I started having fun. I started engaging with you in the comments. I started really enjoying this opportunity to be of service to you and to give great value. And I've stuck with it for 11 months, and it has been absolutely revolutionary for me. My life has changed. My wife and I's business, our digital marketing business, has absolutely changed, and we have 100% a new entire business leg that will be a foundational leg that will support our financial future for the rest of our lives. And it only took 10 months. And 10 months might seem like a lot of time, and 230 videos might seem like a lot of energy. What does that break down to? About 20 videos a month on average. It's been so financially rewarding and so worth it. I can't even put into words, but that's why I keep doing these videos. It's because I really want to inspire you. I want to energize you. I want you to get fired up so that you're willing to push through those down days, those days that you don't feel like putting out a video, those days where you tried 6 times to put out a video and the battery died and the lighting died and the dog came charging in and the UPS man showed up. I've been through it all myself. I've been through it all. That's the process, and those who push through and get to the other side and publish consistently for months and more specifically years on end, those are the people who create long-term lifestyle businesses online. This is possible for you. Content marketing is still the absolute best game in town because I can come out here and in the woods, I can take weeks off at a time. My traffic still grows, my email list still grows, the relationship I have with individuals digitally still continues to go further and further, even though I'm not necessarily sitting here banging on my keyboard 10, 12 hours a day anymore like I was for the first several years of my business, or 10, 15 years of this business. Right now I can ease off a little bit and ride that momentum. And the reason I can do that is because I've put in the work. I've built that kind of rapport. I've built that volume and that body of content that is aligned with the search engines, both Google and YouTube, in a way that now Google and YouTube see me as a partner, and they're out delivering their visitors to my content because they get that people like my content, so they want to get more people interested in what I talk about in touch with me. I've put great content out, and now I get to leverage their efforts and their algorithms. You can do this too. It takes time, it takes a lot of energy, and you got to keep putting out the work even when it doesn't look right, even when you have that little tiny orange line that I was showing you earlier, right? And it doesn't look like you're getting any results. Well, you're not at first, but if you stick with it long enough, you will. And at that point, you start to get 10x the results from the same amount of effort, 100x results for the same amount of effort, and that's when it gets really, really exciting. I wish you all the best of luck. I really hope this has been helpful for you. Give me a thumbs up here in YouTube if you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to share it out. You can embed it if you choose. I really do appreciate your time and energy. And if you have any questions, or if you're doing this and you're seeing results, hit me in the comments. I love to hear about your kind of taking steps in this path, because it's been so life-changing for me and my wife. I know it will be for you too if you stick with it long enough. Thanks again for your time, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.